Hello, everybody. Waylon Chavez here, the Six-Figure Freedom Coach. I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of the Six-Figure Freedom Podcast. Either you're watching this on YouTube or listening on the podcast, I want to thank you. And today I want to go over a little concept that a lot of people leave off, but which is super important to the success of a real estate business. And that is why most real estate agents fail at lead generation. Therefore, most real estate agents fail in the business. So I'm going to give you 4 ways real estate agents are failing with lead generation, but then I also want to provide you 4 ways to increase your lead generation and to be more productive and to actually implement it into your business. So that's what we're going to discover today. I truly hope you find a value out of this. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast or the YouTube channel, please do so. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so why is lead generation so hard for real estate agents? It's the number one thing we need to do to generate business, but yet it's the most underlooked and least important by not only real estate agents, but just businesses in general, entrepreneurs, salespeople, whatever that may be in general. We know it's the number one driving factor to our business and our results, but yet it's the most overlooked and the most least taken seriously. So the first part is the number one thing is instant gratification. In today's society, if we don't see results within 30 minutes, we believe the model doesn't work. So the definition of instant gratification that I found was instant or immediate gratification is a term that refers to temptation and resulting tendency to forego a future benefit in order to obtain less rewarding but more immediate benefit. So there's a lot of nuggets in that definition. And one of the ones that really stood out to me is forego a future benefit in order to obtain a less rewarding but more immediate benefit. So that being said, is so many times we know just by being in business and doing something over the long term, we're going to see results of, of our fruits of our labor, but we would trade that just to have immediate results. And that's why I joke about in my trainings and coaching, when I train real estate agents and sales professionals, I say, being in sales, specifically real estate, I call it the real estate agent roller coaster, because so many times the commission and their earnings income look like a roller coaster, has peaks and valleys and dips and turns and twists without being consistent. And the reason for that is because they don't focus on lead generation consistently day in and day out. What we're doing is we're focused on lead generation until we get 3, 4, 5 deals in the pipeline. We get those under contract. And then what happens, we turn into an administrative assistant because we're so excited that we're going to make this money that we forget to do what led to making the money, which is the lead generation. So then what happens after 30 or 45 days, all these 4 or 5 deals close. Well, guess what? You have nothing in your pipeline. So then guess what? You got to do again. You got to get on that real estate agent roller coaster, trek yourself up and get ready for that ride again. And that's why there's so much inconsistency with the majority of realtors' income. At the heart of instant gratification is one of the most basic drives inherent in humans, the tendency to see pleasure and avoid pain. Going along with what I just said, we want to see the pleasure of instant results, instant gratification versus the pain of implementing a system that we're going to do on a daily basis that's going to be consistent, that we can see predictable results in the future, and we can grow from that and have a consistent flow of leads and business for ourselves. We give that up so we can have instant gratification, and it's probably driven by, yes, we have bills, we have to provide for our families, we have that, but just think what you're lacking from them and what you're taking away from them. You're always stressed out, you're always in the search, you're working the 24/7, 365, you're always on call, and guess who misses out? Your family. That's why in the Six-Figure Freedom Coaching, I've devised a way to help you plan, create, and live your desired life and use real estate as a way to fund that. That way you have the freedom you desire, you have the life you desire, and your family, which should come first, is fulfilled. So choosing delayed gratification requires the ability to envision your desired future if you forego your current desire. If you cannot paint a vivid picture of your future, you have little motivation to plan for it. So the 99% of people never get what they want because they never decide what they want. And going with this is the same way. You know, we just want money. We just want closed deals without rhyme or reason or without knowing what we're doing. We just go out there, you know, grab a puddle of mud, throw it against the wall, and hopefully some of it sticks and we get some money out of it. But that's the quickest way to fail in real estate because you don't have a plan, you don't have a system, and you don't have something to follow. So that way, when we do have that, when you can literally plan and create your future and create your life the way you want it, you're more apt to take action on it because you know exactly what you're working towards, and it's a process. Remember, people get into real estate, into sales, start a business for the freedom and the financial benefits, but also to have something to either give down to their kids or sell later at a later time. And the only way you can do that is by being intentional, having a plan, knowing what you want to achieve in the next 3 to 5 years, and sticking to that plan and working on it every single day. If you want to build a sustainable business, that's what has to happen. And 90% of real estate agents, salespeople, and entrepreneurs do not have that. So that is the purpose of this channel. That's the purpose of this podcast. And that's the purpose of my training, is to get people to get that, you know, plan and create their desired life and outcome, then use their real estate business, whatever business they're in, to fund that. So instant results versus continuous growth over time comes down to building a business versus having a job. If you want something that's going to last, you have to build it over time. So many people in today's society see the end result of anybody's success, myself included. You know, I've been doing this going on 16 years now. And you, unfortunately, haven't been able to be here the last 16 years, 15 and a half years to see where I started struggling as a lone realtor coming from a city and county job to being an entrepreneur, to owning my own business, to creating the system, to the struggles, the failures, the late nights, the heartaches of building this. People only look at the final success and think, oh, I want that, but they want it within 6 months, 3 months, or even a year, without knowing it's taken 14 to 15 or more years to become that overnight success. So if that's what you want to do that, you got to plan for longevity. You know, the real estate business is and any business is the long game. No matter if you own your own brokerage, your own business, or you work for a brokerage, it's still your own business. You're just under the umbrella of somebody else. The second reason is lack of commitment. And the definition of that is willingness to give your time and energy to a job, activity, or something that you believe in for a long period of time. And that's what gets people, is a long period of time. Again, I'm going back to instant gratification. I want it too, we all do. But if we want long-lasting results and a productivity and to earn that six-figure freedom, we need to put systems in place that are going to actually and treat our business like a business, not a job. So many times when people get into real estate, sales, entrepreneurship, they create a job for themselves rather than a business. You want to have a business. And some shocking facts is, in real estate, realtors with 2 years or less of experience that had a median gross income of $88,500 or less, and that's a decrease from $8,900 in 2019. So think about that. You pay for your licensing, you pay for your school, you pay for your test, your dues, you get under your brokerage, you got to pay for marketing, and the average realtor under 2 years experience is only earning $8,500 a year. That's pitiful. And the reason for that is they don't have no direction. And in 2014, NAR, the National Association of Realtors, reported 87% of all new agents fail within 5 years in the industry. So what that tells me is people do not do their research before getting into real estate and are shocked at all it takes to succeed when they get their license. They think about it as, and what I wrote down here in my notes is it says there's a lot more to it than just that is shown on HGTV, your $1 million listing, you know. And I say that half as a joke, but half serious, because so many times people, I see it on social media, people ask me about it and they say, you know, they watch this HGTV, this $1 million listing, and they watch the end result of years and years and years of hard work, dedication, putting in the hours, failures, readjusting, and they see the final result and they think, oh, that's all it takes to sell a home. I'll go get my license and do that. I'll sit at a Starbucks every day, or I'll go out to eat with my friends every day and put one post in social media, and I can earn $1 million having real estate. And then when they do it and they get in, it's kind of a shock factor to see that, oh, it's really a job and a business that you have to put in your effort, your time, your dedication into to actually build, you know. And that's what it is. You have to build it. It's not something you come into and just your phone's going to start ringing just because you're a real estate agent. You actually, and this is not only for real estate agents, salespeople, entrepreneurs, whatever it may be, but I'm focusing on real estate agents here because that's the number one biggest thing is why most real estate agents fail in business is because their lack of lead generation skills and their lack of commitment. The next one will be, the next tip I have is lack of consistency, which is steadfast adherence to the same principles. And I'm going to repeat that, steadfast adherence to the same principles. We get bored right away. Today's society, instant gratification, we're scrolling through social media. We need to keep our minds busy and fulfilled with something. And we want change, we want something different. So we don't want to stick to the same things that we know that works. But when we have a system, like I've created in the 6-figure freedom coaching, it's a system, but it's activities you do day in, day out, over time, that's going to give you the compounding results and make you have a 6-figure or more business. And that's where we get caught in. We get caught in the wanting of change and the instant gratification and the instant results. So consistency is doing the same boring activities day in and day out for weeks, months, and years. It doesn't sound too sexy, you know, and that's what people don't want to do. But my goal here is not to give you fluff and give you the sexiness. My goal here is to give you the truth, but also give you the tools and a proven system to help you achieve that goal that you want. So most people don't see immediate results after a week or a few weeks and they give up. Perfect example is New Year's resolutions. I'm recording this in middle of February, and by now 80% of people have failed their New Year's resolutions by the start of February. Why? Because it's going to take to do something different than they've done before. Because New Year's resolutions are kind of a fad. It's the cool thing to do. Oh, this is my year. This is my year. How many years has it been your year that you haven't followed through on? And the reason being is because New Year's resolutions don't work. It's just a fad thing. It's a thing for you to boost your ego, to give you self-confidence, or to tell yourself you're going to do something and it doesn't follow through. Studies show that only 8% of Americans who make a New Year's resolution actually keep them all year. And I can guarantee you, out of that 8%, people are setting actionable goals and action plans that they can follow, and that's why they're setting them. So out of all of the Americans that set New Year's resolutions, only 8% actually keep them. So think about that. You know, why is that happening? It's because of lack of commitment. We want instant gratification, lack of a plan, and lack of consistency. And that's what happens with our lead generation. We just want instant gratification, instant results, and we want to achieve it right now versus putting in the time, putting in the work, and building a sustainable, sellable business that we can be proud of and eventually either sell or hand down to our children. And the last one I'm going to share with you on why most real estate agents fail at lead generation is the shiny object syndrome. There's so much out there. So the shiny object syndrome is a condition that inflicts millions of business owners each year. Instead of focusing on the big picture tasks that fuel the growth for their business, they get sidetracked by a new business idea or project that feels new and exciting. And in real estate specifically, that's the promise of leads that will not work, such as Zillow, Realtor.com, whatever else online leads that are out there. Yes, I'm not saying they don't work, but your success ratio is going to be diminished because How many people are filling out those forms? How many people are getting that same name and number? How many of those name and numbers you call don't answer? And how many of them, when you do call and they do answer, hang up on you or tell you not to call and they're not interested? So, you know, when we do stuff like that, such as Zillow or Realtor.com or any other online lead generation portal, you're getting the names as many as other people. And yes, they say, oh, you buy a zip code, you get all the names and numbers. But how many, I'm not saying, you know, how many forms is that one consumer filling out, and how many calls are they getting from real estate agents bombarding them to buy a home or sell a home right now? So the thing about that is, like I said, yes, you're going to get names and numbers, but are they quality names and numbers? Are they people that are going to actually convert? And how much time are you going to have to put into them for them to convert? Do they have good credit? Do they want to buy or sell right now? Are they even in your marketplace? Are they just looking around? Are they moving at a future time? Did they just want to get information or see pictures on a home, so they put in their information? So you got to think about all these factors. The next one would be the hundreds of distractions for the marketing gurus. And I just did my air quotes when I said gurus, if you are listening to this on the podcast, because, you know, you go on Facebook and you go into these real estate groups and there's so many people with a shiny new object that are promising leads, that are promising names and numbers that can get you 4 closed deals a month, etc., and so on and so forth. And when you investigate them and see what they're doing, most of them are these online people that are using, that they see these online marketing things and are helping a specific niche generate leads that have never owned an online business, that think they're going to become millionaires by selling you their services, that are going to put you in a funnel and hard sell you on their programs and products just to get their advance. But again, the other tip for me is, have they actually worked in real estate? And I'm not saying that's the end all be all, but I know there's some real estate coaches out there with big names that have never even had a real estate license. So how do they know what you're going through? How do they know what ups and downs you're going through? How they can really relate to you? They're just signing you a product. Yes, it may work. There's some great products out there. But for me personally, I want to learn from somebody who's been in the trenches, been in the gutters, had the ups and downs, the failures, adjusted course, and then succeeded. To me, that would be a better coach than anybody that's read a book, practice goal setting, quote unquote, or just put a program together. All they're trying to do is sell their program. And like I said, some of them are good at it. But for me personally, and I hope for you, you would want somebody that's been in the trenches with you, knows exactly what you're going through, knows the pain, knows the struggle, and then ultimately knows the success. And that's what you have here with me. The past 16 years, I've been in the gutters. I've been in the trenches. I've worked, I've marketed, I've adjusted course, I've created a system, I've took classes, I've took courses, I've failed a lot. So that way you don't have to. I want to share with you my successes and the path to it to cut down on your time for success. We lose focus on our why. Majority of people that get into business don't know why they're in it. They just want to make money. They see HGTV or $1 Million Listing, or they hear from friends, or they hear the persona that real estate agents make a lot of money. So they buy into that without doing their full homework before actually getting into it. And then when they get into it, it's just like a slap in the face, because they didn't know it involves so much money just to get in, to start up. And then that it's going to take, you know, time to build your business, and it's going to have to have not instant gratification. What I mean is delayed gratification. Yes, you're going to have instant success and you're going to have success off the bat, but to have a longevity career and a profitable career that's going to grow consistently over time, it's going to take a while. Had to take a sip of the coffee there. Okay, so we want instant gratification and results. That's the end all be all. The number one thing why real estate agents fail at lead generation is because they don't see instant results and instant gratification. So they move on to the next shiny object. They spend so much money gearing up for the latest shiny object, or the latest guru, or the latest marketing plot that's going to get them, quote unquote, so many deals a month. But then in the meantime, they're always changing course. They're never sticking to one thing. So how can they see results? So, you know, and that's why we see so much attrition and churn in the real estate industry. like I said, the new real estate agents, majority of them are gone. I think it was 87%, I said, are gone within the first 5 years. So that's high attrition. And the reason being is because they don't know what they're getting into when they do it. So now what I want to get to is the good news. I'll give you 4 steps on how to overcome this failure of lead generation, what you can implement in your business on how to do it. And the first one is the 4 W's I want to share with you. The first one is, why did you get into the real estate business? You got to discover your why, because if you don't have a why, you're not going to take action. And if it's just to make money, sorry, it's not a big enough why, because money is not the end all be all. It's what you can do with the money that is going to make you take that action. What can you do with for your family? How can you provide your kids? What trips can you take them on? Can you put them in a private school? Can you buy that new house for them in a better neighborhood? What is your why? What you want to do it? And money is not a reason for why. It's what you can do with the money. Remember that. And what do you need to learn to have that business? Because you're going to have to learn a lot, especially coming in from an outside profession, whether it be, you're tired from something, you just want to try something new, or you buy into the hype that realtors make millions and millions of dollars, and your phone just rings. What are you going to need to learn? I would do your due diligence before you get into real estate, or if you're already in and have your license, I would take a date or so to investigate what it takes to actually succeed and have a sustainable real estate business, not just a job. Who do you need to become in order to achieve the goals you want to set? Because the person you are right now, or the person that you were when you got in, is not the same person you're gonna need to be to achieve that 6-figure freedom. It's not gonna be the same person that you need to build a sustainable business over time. So who do you need to become? And what do you need to learn? Again, those are the 2 most important things. And the last one is, when will you commit? And what I mean by that is, you're gonna say, well, I am committed. What I mean is, when are you gonna commit for the next 3 to 5 years to do the boring stuff day in and day out that's going to generate the consistent leads, the consistent business, so you can build a sustainable, profitable 6-figure real estate business? You have to commit to it, and you have to know and put in your mind it's going to take 3 to 5 years to get yourself going and off the ground. And thankfully, you found me. I want to take that time to cut it in half for you and get you on the path to 6-figure freedom with my training, with my coaching, with free videos like this, with whatever it is I'm going to do. So please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's only going to benefit you. And if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, we are at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Just search 6-figure freedom with Waylon Chavez. The next one is going to be, commit to no more than 3 lead generation sources. Why 3? Because studies have shown when we try to implement more than 3, productivity dramatically drops. So what happens is, we want to be everything to everybody, and in turn, we end up being nothing to nobody. So what I would encourage you to do is focus on 3 lead generation models. One of them being your sphere of influence, because that's the number one thing that's going to build your repeat and referral business. So number 1 is repeat and referral business, is your sphere of influence, and then select 2 others. Whether it be, YouTube, Facebook ads, expired listing for sale by owners, move up buyers, second home, vacation, whatever that may be, pick 3, focus on those, and commit to them. But what I would highly encourage you to do is focus on 1 to 2 if possible, and become the expert. Number 1 is always going to be your sphere of influence. And if you can add an additional one to that, such as the ones I just mentioned, Facebook ads, YouTube, expires for sale by owners, so on and so forth. Commit to 1 to 2 of those, become the expert at those, consistently lead generate on those day in and day out for the next 3 to 5 years. You will build a profitable and sustainable 6-figure business, and a high 6-figure business at that. And the third one is going to be, commit to a minimum of 90 days. Because in real estate and in business, the sum of our current efforts are a result of our past actions or inactions. So what I want you to do is take a minute, look at your business that you have today, remind yourself what you were doing 90 days ago to generate business. If you have a steady flow of customers, you were lead generating And if not, well, I guess not. I guess you're hanging out at Starbucks or having that lunch meeting, whatever it may be. But in real estate and sales, the sum of your efforts are a result of what you did in the past. So if you have no business right now, look at your last 90 days. What were you doing the last 90 days to generate that business? Just think about that. So the last one on how to overcome it is have accountability. So many times we don't want the accountability. And the way we do that is through a coach such as myself, because I'll give you my personal story. As when I first started, a lot of people told me, get a coach, you need to get a mentor, a coach, whatever it may be. And I was so pig-headed. I had the pig-headed discipline. I had the attitude of, no, I can do it on my own. And I did do it on my own, but it took me longer. I was more stressed. It was harder because I didn't know the system and how to do it and have somebody there pushing me. And I had to become that person. So over the last 16 years, I have learned coaches are important. Think of some of the best athletes, best producers in the world. They all have a coach. Why? Because of the accountability. They know how to train them and coach them and keep them on track. It's their systems. It's the tools that they put into them, and it's the accountability factor of it. The second tip would be have an accountability partner that you check in with once a week. Maybe discover your goals with. This is what I want to accomplish by X, Y, and Z, and check in once a week. And that conversation can be very simple. Did you accomplish what you committed to? If not, why not? And are you going to recommit to it? But having that accountability partner, and what I like to call it is a peak performance partner, is going to keep you on your toes, because if you have that call coming up on a Friday and it's Thursday, you're going to do everything you can that Thursday to accomplish what you want to or what you committed to. That way you don't have to go to that person and tell them, no, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. Oh, week after week after week. And I would suggest you have both. I'm in coaching right now. I have a coaching program that I'm in right now, because in order to be more and become more, we have to become more. I need to learn to provide more value for you. I need to become something better and something more than what I already am. That way I can be here for you throughout the duration of your career. 3 to 10 to 15 years, I want to be here for you. I want to partner with you. I just don't want you to be here for a one-time thing. I want to be your partner in success, walk that walk with you, be there to celebrate your successes, but also be there to hold you accountable and call you out when you're not doing what you committed to. So I would encourage you to have both. So that being said, what I want to do is I want to invite you to my free online training, which is called 10 Profitable Lead Generation Strategies for Real Estate Agents that Won't Break the Bank. Because, being a real estate agent or salesperson in general, you are funding, you don't have a marketing department, you don't have a marketing budget, you are your marketing department, you are your marketing budget. So the more money we can save, the more profit we earn. And if we're always trying to spend money and starting in these new programs, $1,500, $1,600 to Zillow, Realtor.com, or any of these quote unquote gurus that we see in the Facebook group that promise you 4 new deals a month, but have never been in real estate, or are just trying to get you into their quote unquote funnel to sell you. I want to give you 10 profitable lead generation strategies that won't break the bank, that you can implement ASAP on your business. So what it's going to be, this training is valued at $697, but I want to share it with you for free. So it's going to be live on Tuesday, March 1st at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Just look on the video below this. There's going to be a link for it where you can sign up and register. And the reason I want to give this to you for free is because I'm so passionate about it. We're going to go through the 10 ways. I'm going to show you what to do, how to implement them. And you can literally go the next day and implement these in your business. And we're going to funnel it down and focus on your top 3. And we're going to have you commit to it and see where you're at in about 90 days. Because I guarantee you, if you can commit to this, your business will be in a whole different spot in 90 days. It's not very hard to earn a 6-figure income in real estate. The hard part is not having a direction, not having a clear direction, not having somebody there to give you the tips and tricks on how to do it, that's actually been in the business, that's not just trying to sell you on something, but provide value to you and bring out the best in you. Because sometimes we need somebody else to have that confidence in us, to have that faith in ourselves, to bring it out in ourselves. Just like I said, I have the coach too. So I want to invite you to sign up for my free online training. It's valued at $697, but I'm going to do it this one time for free. It's 10 profitable lead generation strategies for real estate agents that won't break the bank. Remember, we want our cost of marketing down and our profits up. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you do in this workshop. And you can sign up on the link below of this video, or you can go to waylonchavez.com to sign up. I would ask you, please leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you took from today's lesson. Let me know what you're going to implement, and let me know what really stood out to you as an aha. And what I'm also going to ask you to do is tag 3 people in this post to share it with them, with 3 other real estate agents that you think might find value in this. Again, my name is Waylon Chavez, creator of the 6-Figure Freedom Coaching for real estate agents, sales professionals, and entrepreneurs. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, we are on Apple Podcasts, Google, and Spotify. Just search 6-Figure Freedom Podcast with Waylon Chavez. And again, you can find me on YouTube and just search my name, Waylon Chavez, and please subscribe. And you can always go to the website, waylonchavez.com. I look forward to helping you succeed and building a 6-figure freedom business that you are happy about and that you can be proud of. Again, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.